Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. I want to share some of my favorite thrift finds, some of my favorite things that I bought secondhand during the past few years. I just wanted to share them with you to let you know what is possible, maybe not to brag, not to say you should do the same or anything like that, but I thought maybe it is interesting for you because I like watching these videos a lot. If you're new here, I'm Leah. I upload videos about sustainability and minimalism, so if you're interested in these topics, consider subscribing to my channel. And now let's get started with the first thing. It's actually the most recent thing I bought secondhand. I think in general, a few months ago, like in September or October, I bought this beautiful cashmere sweater. And this one I bought on an online marketplace. I've also talked about that in the video where I showed everything I bought in 2020 for myself. I will link you the video up here. But I got this cashmere sweater for 20 euros. And it's one of my favorite purchases just because it worked so well. Because not always when I buy things secondhand online, especially clothes, they don't always look like I thought they would look, and they definitely don't always fit me like I hoped they would fit me. But this sweater was perfect. I like how it fits. I like the quality. I like the color. So I'm super happy I got this sweater secondhand in 2020. And I hope it will be part of my wardrobe for a long time, but we'll see. And the other thing I really loved finding this is because I got it for 20 euros. Now 20 euros is, I think, pretty expensive for a secondhand sweater, but it is a cashmere sweater. And cashmere sweater usually cost over 100 euros when you buy them new. And especially even more if you want to buy one that is ethically and sustainably sourced. I know a lot of people don't like wearing wool, especially if you're vegan. For myself, I think it is okay as long as it is secondhand because it's not causing any harm to any animal, but it's still just a very practical material. It keeps me very warm during winter and therefore I really love it. The next thing I bought secondhand, it's a few years back, is our entire kitchen. Fun fact about Germany, if you move into a new place or sometimes if you move into any place, it does not come with a kitchen. Like you get a room and you get a few pipes that come out of the wall and you get like 1 or 2 power outlets, but there are no cabinets, there are no electrical devices, there's just a bare room. And because it was the first apartment we really moved into that did not have a kitchen, we had to get a kitchen because usually people would move with their kitchens even though they would not fit into the new place and you always have to renew certain parts of it. I think it's a bit unnecessary. I want to move into a place that has a kitchen, but this place did not have a kitchen, so we had to buy one. And we actually bought our kitchen on a local online marketplace. We went there with a big car and took the kitchen apart and rebuilt it here. We had to buy one new piece, like the surface wooden piece thing where you work on and where you have to cut the holes for the sink and for the stove and everything. But apart from that, we got our entire kitchen secondhand. It actually also only cost 250 euros. And until now, we only exchanged the fridge that had cost 20 euros then, and we got a new fridge also secondhand from a friend of my boyfriend for 50 euros, which is an amazing big fridge that works perfectly since then. So that is really crazy because I do actually know that wasn't even such a great deal. A new kitchen would have cost several thousand euros. But on this marketplace, there are usually kitchens for free because people need to move out of their places and they still have their kitchen and they get another kitchen for the new apartment and they somehow have to get rid of that kitchen. So they are happy if someone comes, takes it apart and takes it with them instead of them having to organize somebody to bring it to the trash. And it also is a lot more sustainable if somebody can just use that whole kitchen instead of it going on the trash and most likely not being recycled. So our kitchen is another thing we bought secondhand and we are super happy with because we could save a lot of money. It was so much more sustainable and it was also just a fun experience. The next thing that I bought secondhand is my camera. Now this camera is my older camera. I think I bought it in 2017 and I bought my new one in 2020. My boyfriend has the same camera for himself and now he uses that one as a backup camera. That's why it's still here. And it's a pretty expensive camera in general. Also the lens is secondhand as well. And I trust our local camera shop where they buy old cameras or secondhand cameras and then sell them to customers again after they thoroughly checked it and made sure everything is fine. And so I love buying secondhand equipment, especially when it comes to cameras, because when I buy it here locally, I know they really check it and I know everything is fine, so I can trust them. I also have a warranty for I think 1 year to bring it back, to let them fix anything or get back my money if something is not okay with the camera. And my recent camera, like the one I'm using right now to film this YouTube video, I bought on MPB, which is a website that's like specializes in buying and selling secondhand cameras again. And I have to say, I can save a lot of money. Again, it is actually a lot more sustainable to buy equipment secondhand, and I've never had any problems with it. And so I feel like I have the absolute same experience as if I have bought a new camera, and I have no problems with it, and it just, yeah, it is a lot less expensive. So I like to buy lenses secondhand, camera secondhand, phones. I think I would buy a refurbed phone. I don't know if I would buy a secondhand phone from like on a online marketplace just from somebody who sells it, because I have made like bad experiences with that in the past, but that was like 6 years ago or something. So for cameras, I can really recommend it. It's still expensive, of course, but you can save some money. It can be like in a controlled process where nothing goes wrong, where you have have a warranty and the product is still in a really good condition. So I like buying secondhand equipment when it comes to camera equipment. Also the microphone, I bought that one secondhand as well. And I think I will do that from here on in the future as well. The next thing I bought secondhand is a very warm winter jacket I bought in Sweden. In like September of 2018, me and my family, we moved to Stockholm. And we already knew we would only be there until March of 2019, because it was for my bachelor's degree. I did my internship, like my mandatory internship of like 22 weeks in Sweden. So we went there for that internship, and we came with like just a backpack each. And so I had to get some clothes that did appropriately work for the weather there. We also did some trips up north to northern Sweden where it was really cold, and just at the corner where we lived, we had that perfect, beautiful, amazing secondhand store. Now it was nothing special, but it had so many good things for such a good price. I think I bought this jacket, and I think I will insert a picture for you to see it. And it was just like a basic black but very warm winter jacket. And I think I paid like 18 euros for it. It was amazing. In northern Sweden, it was like minus 30 degrees Celsius. I will look up what that is in Fahrenheit. So minus 30 degrees Celsius is minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So that was pretty cold. And I wore that jacket during the night, looking out for northern lights, which we unfortunately did not see on that trip. But I wore that jacket, and I also wore it on a trip where we did see northern lights, but it wasn't as cold there. But just so you know, I bought this jacket for 18 euros. It was a perfect jacket for that, like for what I needed it to be. And so I was super happy that I found this jacket in that secondhand store. It was just an amazing opportunity, an amazing purchase. But I ended up donating it to the same secondhand store when we left Sweden again, just because we also left with one backpack each. And for the winter here in Germany, I don't really need such a warm jacket. So I donated it to the same secondhand store, and hopefully somebody else can use it. But that's also a great example, I think, to show you that sometimes, or that's what I feel for my life, sometimes, like that was one of my best secondhand purchases, but that does not mean I have to keep it forever. It was one of my best secondhand purchases also because it made it possible for me to buy a warm jacket in Sweden and then to leave it there with feeling good, with feeling like I had everything I needed from that jacket and could give it to somebody else again without spending a lot of money, without causing problems to the environment, just with using it for a while and passing it on to somebody else who could need it then. And so I think that was an amazing secondhand purchase, even though I do not own that jacket anymore. Another thing that I got secondhand is my past 2 bikes. And both of them I actually got for free from the family of my boyfriend. One was from my boyfriend's mom's co-worker. She just didn't need it anymore. And since my boyfriend's mom knew that I need a new bike because I moved to Germany without a bike, she offered it to me and I could have it for free. Now, after using it for like 4 years with my son on a seat in the back, and where like for a lot of times the bike was just not in a good condition anymore. A lot of things did not work anymore properly, so I brought it to a shop where they fix bikes, but the owner said like he would not recommend fixing it anymore because it was just not in a condition where it would make any sense fixing the bike. I ended up giving it away for free on an online marketplace, of course stating that it is not in a good condition, that the person who buys it would have to fix a lot of things about it. But a lot of people wanted to have it, and somebody was really happy to get it. But then I did not have a bike anymore. But again, I was lucky, and my boyfriend's sister had a bike she did not use anymore, so I got that bike secondhand for free again. Now that's something like, that's a bit special because it's secondhand, but I did not really pay any money. But it's just also a good example, I think, for that sometimes we get things for free that are really amazing. Like, this bike would have cost several €100. Of course, if she needed it again, I would give it back to her. And of course, also that does not happen a lot of times, that things like that work out this well. But it has happened a few times to me, and I also will link you a video where I talk about all of the things that I got for free in 2020, and only you know that I forgot something, and that is the bike I just talked about. But that bike is one of the things I got for free in 2020 as well, and I forgot to mention it in that video. I just remembered while talking about the bike in this video. So if you're interested, you can check that video out. But that bike is amazing because it's actually a better bike than the one that I had before. It's nothing special again, but it just works well. I am so happy to have a bike again. I'm so happy that I did not have to spend like several $100s on a bike, especially during the pandemic, because I would want to check out the bike. I would want to be able to ride it, but if I had to go to somebody, and I definitely wanted to get one secondhand because I know that new bikes are very expensive, or if they're not that expensive, they're sometimes not that good quality. And I know there are a lot of secondhand bikes out there. So I either had to go through the process of like searching one online, meeting somebody and trying out the bike and then maybe buying it. But so like this, it was just perfect, and it ended up working out amazingly. Now, another thing that we always buy secondhand, and we actually own more than 30 of, is wooden boxes. Again, I'll insert you a picture of the wooden boxes I mean, and I've talked about these wooden boxes in a video where I talked about how we store our belongings. How I store my belongings as a minimalist and how we store our belongings as a household. And I will link you the video up here as well. But these wooden boxes are like one of the core things on how we store our things, because they work amazingly well. You can make different storage solutions out of them. We have them in our kitchen, we have them as a shoe rack, we also have them in my son's room, and we have them in our living room, we have them on our balcony. We just have them everywhere, and they work amazingly. They also work as moving boxes. Once we decide to move, we can take our like furniture apart we made out of them and put all the things in there, and then we have moving boxes. They are sturdy, they're made out of wood, they are available secondhand for just a few euros per box. And so I think it's an amazing storage solution. It's very sustainable because these boxes usually are not used anymore in farming. Like, they are usually used to carry like apples around or other fruit or vegetable, and if they're not used anymore, we can clean them, we can sand them down, we can use them for so many different things in our household. And in the end, if we would not need them anymore, we could also just burn them because they are just made out of wood. And that's something I really love about it, because solid wood furniture is super expensive and super heavy. So they are a good middle ground in between like cheap or not so heavy furniture, but also solid and good quality furniture. They are not always perfect quality, but you can like pick the ones that are better and use the ones that are more sturdy for the things that need to be more sturdy, but they also all have a bit of character to them because they're individual pieces that have been used for several things. So I'm super happy because they're so sustainable. I'm super happy because they're so versatile, and I also have to say I like the look of them, and I of course love that they are made out of natural materials. So these have been the things that I loved getting secondhand, the things that I'm happy about finding secondhand somewhere. And now I would be really interested in knowing some of your favorite secondhand purchases of the last few years, of your whole life, or things that you want to buy secondhand in the future. I hope you like this video, and if you want to see more videos, I'll link you a video here and a playlist here so you can check those out if you want to see more videos right now. And I also hope to see you in my next video. Bye!